Hi everyone, welcome back to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph and today I thought we'd have a look at my Dawn Redwood forest. Now I've had this for about, about 2 years, maybe longer, but these started as little seedlings and as you can see they've grown into somewhat of a nice little structure. So last summer I gave the tops a nice little prune down and get them in some sort of shape, but today we're going to get them out of this horrible manky soil and get them in some proper bonsai soil and get them in a nice decent pot, somewhat of a bit more growing room for them, so we can hopefully get the roots all nicely meshed together and get them some nice growth up top, as well as the trunk getting some, obviously some decent size there as well. So the idea is to let it grow up and then in a year or two we'll give them a cut back down a little bit more. So I'll show you the pot that we're going to be using. So rather than using a horrible training pot, I say horrible, but a proper training pot, I thought I would use a nice pot. Now you're probably wondering, Christoph, why are you wasting a nice pot on such material that are not even well developed? Well, the answer to that is I'm waiting for my training pots to turn up. So they turned up on Saturday and I was in work, and they're supposed to turn up today, and I'm halfway through making a video, so they haven't arrived yet. And no doubt they'll arrive while I'm making this video, so I'm going to miss them again because I'm in the garden. So we're going to go in it, and I think they'll probably look really nice anyways. So they'll look something like, if I put the pot there, they'll look nice anyways. So plus it'll give it lots of room to grow, all the roots will mesh together and all the trunks will get nice and fat. So 2 years growth in that. Wrong tree. Redwoods like to have a lot of depth as well for the roots, so it's a lot deeper than the pot that we've currently got it in, so this will do quite well with it. Yes, I am wasting it on probably not very good material, but it'll get it nice established, so when I do remove it out, I can then, if I need to, I can go in and just cut a layer of the root off in a couple of years time, and then probably just pick it up and uproot it into something more appropriate. But anyway, let's get it on the bench, let's get them out of this soil, and then we need to obviously take them out one by one and then rearrange them nicely in this lovely pot. It is already set up as well, ready to go. Okay, if you're wondering where I got this pot, funny enough, I only paid £15 for it. Look at the quality, it's a really nice pot. Yes, £15 is a bargain, and that is because I got it from Birmingham Bonsai boot sale. So get yourself to one of them boot sales. Bargains to be had. Let's get you on the bench. Now before I start working on these, I'll give you a quick look into how the forest is starting to look as it's been growing. So as I say, we've got 5 trees in the planting, which is ideal. We want odd numbers, and as you can see, if I just twist the whole structure around, we did cuts recently in the summer on all the trees, brought the heights down. So you can see here, there you go. I need to get a new spinning tables, this one's rubbish. I just want to gently, neatly, that doesn't make sense. It's either gently or neatly, one or the other. Try and remove these old needles off the trees. I want to do that, as I say, as gently as possible without damaging any of the buds. So you can see all the buds. So this is the perfect time to be working on this as well. So if we need to do any, excuse me, I'm not very well at the moment, so my voice keeps going. So if we need to do any root work, now is the perfect time. you know, by cleaning all this up, we can actually see into the main parts of the forest. See what we're working with. Okay, so I'll get you on the tripod and we'll start getting these trees out of all this awful soil, and we'll have a look at the roots as well. But that's how we're looking at the moment, and we'll yeah, get it all planted up and into some sort of nice little planting. Okay, let's get into this. So let's start by sliding this down the sides, loosen up this soil. I have no idea what the roots are going to be like. Luckily enough, again, I made the decision to water all my trees yesterday, so getting these out shouldn't be too much of an issue, and separating the roots as well shouldn't be an issue. There we go, look at that. So if I just put this pot to one side and I get my root rake out, make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'll slide it up here. Okay, slowly just notch this mud out the way. So a bit of advice, if you have got some new material and it is in mud like this, my advice is the day before you're going to be working on it, or at least 2 days before, give it a good drenching with water. That way your mud's going to be all soggy like this, and you can get a root rake or a chopstick or whatever you're going to be using, get in, and it's just going to all fall apart just like that. I mean, look at it. Makes the job a hell of a lot easier. So the sides, the soil's just falling apart, but the inside, around the trees, the roots feel like they've meshed together, which is always a good thing. So if the roots have already meshed together, that means the planting, we might actually leave how it is, which I don't really want to be doing, because I would like to separate them out a little bit more. So if they are tangled up a little bit more than I want, I might have to do a bit of detangling. But we've got lots of nice white roots here, which means obviously the trees are starting to grow. Spring is here, we've got loads of nice buds. So this soil isn't the greatest, as I say, that I used. It's just general compost that you buy from your local garden centre. Just go and have a look. Oh, look at all that roots there. Nice. Plenty of roots, so they're all healthy. Trees are doing well. Good thing with the Dawn Redwoods is they do like soggy feet, and this mud sure as hell is giving them that. Probably a bit too soggy. They're not going to get quite soggy feet in my mix, tell you that. So we do have quite a bit of tangledness up here. I don't want to drag it too much because I don't want to be just going ham at the roots. I don't want to be taking loads off. The idea is to make a forest, and obviously making a forest, the idea is to get all the roots tangled together into one big mat. Let's move some of that out of the way. So I'll tell you what, instead of you sitting here watching all the boring bits, I'm going to crack on with this, and then I'll come back once we've got closer to where we need to be. I just got rid of all that soil, and I just slightly brought them apart because I feel like this is where I want the tree. Well, trees. So it's, yeah. So when I pot it up, it gives it a bit more visual room in there, and it's already meshed in quite nicely. So I just need to wash out the roots, because obviously I've got some more soil in there, and as you can see, I'm still pulling the horrible soil out. So I'm just going to wash out some of that, and then I think what we'll do is we just need to trim out some of these roots that are going upwards, because these are still meshing out. Even though I've just pulled it apart, all the ones that are meshed, God, I can't speak, meshed, they are now going upwards. As you can see, the roots are now flaring in the wrong direction. But everything else, root-wise, seems to be really nice. I've not really paid too much attention to the bottom at the moment. So first things first, let's just give it a quick rinse out, see what we're doing. But yeah, let me take it out a little bit, and we can show you. So that's how we're looking. So here we go. As you can see in there, the root mass was just nicely matted together as we just pulled it apart a little bit. Some of them roots are now on the way upwards, and then it brings it outwards. I've done that and give it the gap and spread it outwards because we've got a nice rounded pot. It's going to give it a nice visual impact, and then trees are going to grow outwards. So as I say, I'll just give the roots a good wash, and then I'll come back to you again. I've just washed the underneath, and you can see this section just here is the bottom part, and I've got a bit growing from it, so I just need to take these sections off. So I don't want anything growing downwards. And the same with this one just here. Make sure we've got flat bottom. There we go. So the bottom is now completely flat. I've just put the tree on another pot just to make it easier to access the roots, so I can trim around it. But this is how we're looking. So if I show you, if I just put you on this angle here, I can see proper. Now if I zoom you in a little bit, you can see that the roots themselves are coming from a little bit higher up on some of these trees. Just there. So I need to take some of these out. So this one just here is too high. I'm just going to snip it out. Gently remove that out. There we go. And I'm going to do that with some of these roots here as well. So anything that's just a little bit too high, I'm just going to take off my trees. Being as gentle as possible. I don't want to disturb the planting angle too much. That one's going up. Push that one down through there. Take some of these out. It's just a bit too long. Leave me that so I can show what I'm doing. Take that dead root out there. Try and angle that root just down and under so that they mesh. Come on. There we go. That one's too high. There we go. Couple of dead roots there we need to move. How are we doing for everything else? Let's have a look. Get in there. Shorten that one back. Even though doing a forest planting, we want to try and keep it as radial as possible. Okay, I think root work is pretty much done. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you a flyover, get you in close. So nice and close. So as you can see, anything too high I've just gone in and removed. Anything crossing I've tried taking out. At least silly crossing ones, because obviously anything interior wise, don't mind it crossing because the idea is it to mesh. So it's not like when you do a single tree and you don't want it crossing. The idea is for all to become one big mat, and that is the idea. So you've got the main root structure here, coming along nicely. And we've levelled everything out as much as we can. that's it from the top. As you can see at the moment. Let's see if I can spin it around. Just there. So as you can see, I've widened the base, giving it a bit of, so now it goes up on an angle. So when it's in a rounded pot, you can see, gives you the idea with this rounded pot, it's going to look a hell of a lot better. So you can see all them roots nicely matting together. I think we're just going to take this root off here as well. It's a little bit too high. So let's come round here. Give that a snip. There we go. And I need to try and this root here, I would like just to move that to one side. There we go. Alright, I think we're all good. Let's get some soil in the pot and get that ready, and then we're going to move this into it. So I'm going to slide that back a little bit, clear all this up, put the pot right here, and we'll start on that. Now, as you can see, I just filled my pot up and then I just wired, well, I just fed these two wires right between the two trees here, straight up between the mats, well, between the matting. So if I zoom you in, you'll be able to get a proper closer look. So between the matting there, excuse me, so between the matting, so I'm going to use that to secure the tree into place. First thing, I just want to bring all of the roots outwards in a radial pattern as best as I can. Might be a forest, but same principles apply. And then I want to get it into place. All I'm going to do is just bring these across. As best as I can, without disturbing the trees and the roots too much, as I'm just going to tie this into place. I need to move all these roots around this because I don't want to be pulling all the roots up and getting them out. So there we go, that's better for this side. This side here, again, I don't want the roots being pulled upwards, so I need to move the roots around. So this root system here has got to come through. Pull it through without breaking and damaging. That's better. I need to bring this root as well. I need to pull this one across. And this one. Now I want to secure it in, but I don't want to tighten it too tight. Again, I've got a mat of roots. I don't want to be damaging them. So it's a case of just snugging it up and not tightening it down too tight. So my idea is just get this in, keep it secure so that it's not going to go anywhere. Let the roots establish, and then I'll remove the wire. I'll just put a couple of rocks on, a couple of stones on the top as well. Right, so let's pull these roots outwards, radially again. And we need to check to make sure that we've not just disturbed where we want these growing. We want them into this sort of pattern. So this has to come out this way a little bit more. There we go. Let's zoom you out so you can see what I've just done. Let's just trim up some of these roots so that they're in the pot. Now we just need to make sure that all this new soil is now right between all these mesh of roots. Pushing them in. We don't want any air pockets. So I want to go around the tree. I'll do all that, come back to you and show you where we're at. So I've just given it a quick water in, and this is where we're looking. Not necessarily got a front as such, but I'm thinking just here. So for you it will be about there. Yeah, around about there. Larger tree in the back, 3 trees on the right, everything moving out. So the only thing I want to be doing now is just giving a quick trim up. So I'm just going to bring everything more in line. So all these long dangly bits, I'm just going to bring up, bring back into shape, cut into some buds. So this one, as you may see, so I've got this, and then I've got this big nasty chunk here. So I am going to remove that. So I can just find my snips. Just going to come in and remove that whole section there. This is going to be my leader. Just going to let it continue to do its thing. So that tree has just been brought into place. Just need to remove some of these buds. So I don't need all these. Just going to bring them off with my fingers. Anything too close, we'll just get rid of. All these buds at the base, I'm not going to use. There we go. Base of the branches, they can all be gone. They can get gone just like that. No point in wasting the tree's energy. There we go. That tree's done. This one closest to us, same again. I'm just going to tidy up. If there's any buds that are too close to the branch and trunk, just going to snip the ends off, get rid of them. Anything going inwards, bring back. Nice and neat, tidy. That one's done. Make a decision on these buds here. There we go. This one, way too long, let's cut it back. Same with this, then all the buds at the base. Let's just get rid of those. Just there. This one's too long, so is this one. Let's get rid of those. Remove the bud. This one will cut back here. Don't need two buds. And that one's pretty much done. Just needs to neaten all these buds off here. I think that's it. So one thing I do have, if I zoom you out, let me bring you back to where we were. So one thing I have got, and I'm going to do, is I've just got a load of moss from work. So I'm going to moss my tree. Now no doubt the birds will probably have a go at this, but we'll give it a go. Hopefully the moss stays long enough before the birds rip it all off that it gives it some character. So I just finished mossing her up, and that's what we're going to look like. Here we go. So, all mossed in. Look at all that lovely moss. And then the forest is already starting to take shape now. Get you down from a nice viewing angle. Get you in. And look at that, the sun's coming out. Beautiful. So as the planting starts growing in, it's going to do quite well, I feel. So if I get you around to where I feel the front is, which is just here, just there. So you can see you've got the three here, which is just off centre, so it's probably about there. And you've got this larger one at the back, which I'm going to let grow. Hopefully it'll thicken up the trunk some more, give it a big presence towards the back. Got this smaller one here. Still I'm going to let grow. I want to let it all grow just to get some thickness in it. And then we've got these nice chunkier ones on the side here as well. Smaller one on the side. And this one on the back. And then we've got plenty of buds, as I say, sprouting out. So in the next couple of weeks, they should be in full leaf. And we'll revisit, see what we're looking like. All potted up, new soil, new pot, and I'm so glad we didn't put her in a training pot, because this pot, well, this pot makes the composition just look that much better. They're only juvenile trees, but you know what? The pot makes her look a hell of a lot better. So there we go, let's give it a twirl. Now you can see, obviously they're only juvenile trees, so there is quite a lot of space in between, but as they grow bigger, that space is going to go, well, it's going to close up as the trees get thicker, and they are going to grow thicker, taller, wider, more branching. It's going to look quite well, you know, at least I think so anyways. So please leave a comment about this one, let me know what you think. As soon as this starts developing with the branches and the shoots start budding out, we're going to come back and have a look at it, see how it's going on. But please do give me a comment, as I say, let me know what you feel about this one, and give me a like if you do enjoy what I'm doing, and please support the channel by leaving a subscribe, really does help. Anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat now because I'm really hungry. It is dinner time, and the sun's staying out, so that means after my dinner I'm going to grab some more video time, get some more done. Anyways, I'll catch you all next week. Have a good one, everyone. See you next week.